Citizens of the Republic, welcome to the greatest Star Wars show on YouTube, the Galactic Core, presented by no one. My name's Logan, joined by my co-host Mark. This is the third episode of the Galactic Core, a segmented show about everything Star Wars. In today's episode, we have 5 segments for you, along with a 6th bonus segment for channel members only. Let's go ahead and send it over to Mark to let you know about all of the segments for today's episode.
Our first segment for this episode, overrated, underrated. That will be followed by a brand new segment, climbing the ranks. Then we will send it over to Mark for the Netherworld. That will lead into Senate hearing. And finally, the Kessel Run and the channel member exclusive Trivia Trials.
Please subscribe if you haven't already, leave a like and a comment, and please think about becoming a channel member today. With that, we will go ahead and send you over to our first segment, Overrated, Underrated.
Welcome to the first segment of this episode, Overrated, Underrated. In this segment, we will decide if these things in Star Wars are overrated, underrated, properly rated, with one-sentence explanations. Logan. First thing, Kanan Jarrus.
Oh, God, you can't put me on the spot like that.
This was one of the ones that I really liked.
Okay. I have to say properly rated because I feel like I see so many people that love him as a character, which, you know, is very warranted. So I feel like he gets the love that he deserves, although
100%.
Some people might disagree, but I can't see a way where he's overrated or underrated. He's got to be properly rated.
All right. Second thing, episode 4.
Overrated. So, okay, don't laugh at me.
I knew you were gonna give that answer. So
okay.
that's why I picked it.
It's like slightly.
Yeah.
Like it's not like obviously it's not bad. It's like what, top 6 Star Wars movies?
100%.
Like guaranteed top 6, probably top 5. Who knows? I not off the top of my head, but it's just it gets too much praise for being the first. And I think that's why it gets a lot of praise.
All right. And your third thing, the opening to episode 6, more specifically, just the events on Tatooine.
I have to go properly rated again. Because I feel like it's definitely more liked than Endor. Whereas if you said Endor, I would have said underrated because I like Endor more than a lot of people. All right, Mark. Overrated, underrated. Ewoks.
Ooh. I'll say underrated because first off, they're just adorable, and second off, they have a lot more like expanded lore to them, and they're actually kind of like demon-like. The Empire can control them, I guess I should say.
Yeah. All right. Good answer. I like that. All right. C-3PO as a character, just in general.
Properly rated, because I love him. I think everybody else loves him. He's a great character, serves a great purpose, and he's been in all 9 movies of the Skywalker saga.
I think there's a lot of people that actually hate him. All right. On to your third one. Overrated, underrated. Mando taking his helmet off.
Oh man, bro. See this. Oh man. Even though I feel like a lot of people like it, I kind of want to say underrated because it's just when he takes his helmet off, you know that's the most emotional moment like ever in like top 3 emotional moments in Star Wars, especially that at the end of season 2.
Yes, so. I agree with that. I agree with you.
All right, Logan. Overrated, underrated? Ahsoka Tano.
Um, dude, you're killing me right now.
Throwing you on the spot here with these ones.
All right, I'm not gonna stir the pot. I'm going properly rated
Okay.
because she's one of the best characters ever in Star Wars, and deservedly so. So
Respectable.
I'm not gonna try
Yep.
to make a one sentence argument that she's overrated or something. Properly rated.
Respectable. All right, Logan. Overrated, underrated. The Battle of Scarif in Rogue One.
I mean, that's got to be underrated, right? It has to be.
I like that
That's
answer.
way too good. Then all the scenes where you're seeing the main characters fall one by one. It's way too good.
Yeah. All right, Logan. Overrated, underrated. Anakin versus Obi-Wan, the duel in Episode 3.
Properly rated because I actually no, underrated. Who cares?
I respect that, dude.
Because
I respect that.
anyone that says it's not the best duel in Star Wars is wrong. So I'm
I
gonna say
respect that.
underrated because there's people that disagree.
I respect that 100%.
All right, Mark. Overrated, underrated. Ray's theme.
Because I genuinely don't see a lot of hate for it. I'm going to say properly rated because I think it fits her character perfectly, and it's actually grown on me to be one of my favorite themes in Star Wars.
I fully agree with you. Okay, Mark. Overrated, underrated. The AT-TE Walker during the Clone Wars.
I'm going to say underrated because I'd rather be in that than an AT-AT.
100%. Dude, no, that's exactly my train of thought.
Yeah.
I like it. Okay, Mark. Overrated, underrated. The Bad Batch. The show.
Dude, I have to say underrated here. I don't think I can say anything else because some people just don't like it, and I don't know why. Especially after season 2. I thought season 1 was good. Season 2 kicked it up a notch, and it's better than some of the seasons in the Clone Wars.
You hit the nail on the head, man.
If you have any suggestions for this segment, leave it in the comments down below. We hope you have enjoyed Overrated, Underrated. Let's send it back to the boys at the desk. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the first look at Overrated, Underrated. It's the first time doing it on the show for non-channel members, so let us know what you think down in the comments below. Now, before we get into the next segment, I am going to have Logan rank these 5 characters. The theme is bounty hunters.
Okay.
1 through 5, blind ranking, and he doesn't know the next character. Logan, are you ready to get into this? I'm kind of excited for this.
I am ready to get into this.
All right, Logan. Your first bounty hunter, Greedo.
I'm gonna start out 5.
All right. The next bounty hunter, Boba Fett.
I don't want to put him too low, but I have ones that I like above it, but I don't know who. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Maybe a hot take 3.
Oh man, big hot take. Your third bounty hunter, Bosk.
Oh, dude. Dude, Bosk is low key pretty sweet.
Yeah.
2.
Your fourth bounty hunter, Jango Fett.
I think he's cooler than Boba. Just because I think the blasters are cooler.
Yeah, I kind of agree with
and
that.
I like the color scheme.
Mm-hmm.
But he has to go 4. Please tell me it's Embo.
Your fifth bounty hunter is Forlom.
No, I'm okay with that. Let's go. Forlom for the win, bro.
Oh,
no,
man,
Forlom's
dude,
the GOAT for real.
That is way too funny.
That's a great one.
So let's recap here. So you had number 1, Forlom. Number 2, Bosk. Number 3, Boba Fett. Number 4, Django. And 5, Greedo.
I'm really not too mad at that, to be honest.
I mean, that's not a bad list. Like, that's
No.
pretty respectable, honestly. Like,
And
at the
it's kind of based to have 4 Lam at 1. Like, that just makes sense.
Now we will send it to our newest segment, Climbing the Ranks.
Welcome to our brand new segment, Climbing the Ranks. In this segment, me and Mark will be tier listing things within Star Wars. Our tier list will consist of 5 tiers, the highest being Commander, then Captain, Lieutenant, Sergeant, and the lowest Cadet. This time around, we will be tier listing clones. Now we have 10 clones picked out at random to go ahead and add to this tier list. Mark, how excited are you to get into this segment? Brand new.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I love doing tier lists, especially with Star Wars because there's so many different things to do tier lists for. So I'm really excited. This is actually might turn into be one of my favorite segments to do. So
Okay. Before we get into this, please leave comments with your suggestions of what we should tier list next. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Mark, we are going to go ahead and start with the one that, we probably should start with.
yeah,
Rex. What are your initial thoughts on the tiers? Where do you want to put them?
I mean, everybody's favorite clone. One of my favorites. I mean, how can you hate the guy? Been through a lot, seen him a lot. Never complain when I see him in a show. Great character. I mean, I gotta throw him in Commander. I don't think there's any better place for him.
I think I have to agree with you, and it makes sense because he is the most seen clone as well. Like you've seen him the most, you've been with him the longest. I shouldn't say the longest because there's ones in Revenge of the Sith that have names and stuff that you've been with longer, but for the amount of screen time you've been with them longer. And I will say, his screen time in Star Wars Rebels, underrated. I think he is phenomenal in that show.
Facts. I love them in that show too.
So we will go ahead and put Rex into the Commander tier. Starting out hot. It was pretty expected.
I mean, this is true.
Next up, we're going to head over to the Bad Batch, and we're going to do Tech. Now, this one is a tough one for me.
Oh, this one is very tough.
Because the thing is with clones, a very large majority of them are incredibly likable.
Oh, 100%.
So it's hard for me to not want to put everything in like the top at least 2 tiers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but I mean, Tech is something else. I can't put him in Captain. Or I mean, I meant to say I can't put him in Commander, but can I?
I mean, you could.
Like he's gone now. He's gone now. I personally, at least my initial thoughts, he would have to go in Captain.
Mm-hmm.
What are you thinking?
I mean, his character really grew on me. I mean, his one-liners and his sense of humor that he had was so different from everybody else's that it was just funny. And oh man, putting him up there with Rex, man. I mean,
yeah.
Dude, after this season 2, man, I'm like half tempted to put him up there. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
Yes, I really am too, but
but I think we gotta be kind of reasonable with it.
Yeah.
I think Captain is a great place still for him, even though my heart wants to put him in Commander.
Mm-hmm.
I think Captain is a great spot for Tech. So.
Okay, we will go ahead and put Tech in the Captain tier. Looking great so far.
Yeah.
Nothing low.
Mm-mm.
I will say, these have been handpicked, so I might have thrown some in here that we'll put low, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see.
So, next up, we'll go ahead and do Dogma. Dogma, just to jog your memory, is the clone in the Umbara arc that eventually shoots and kills General Krell. He is the one that kills him, but he's also the one that wanted to carry out the firing squad and all that. So he has part of him that's likable. That's, he went ahead and sacrificed basically his life because he went to prison.
Yeah.
To take out General Krell, but he also, prior to that, was going to kill some other clones because of General Krell. So it's a mixy one for sure.
Yeah, this one's definitely mixy for sure.
I personally, just right off the dome, my first thought is to put him in Sergeant because he starts out on a bad foot wanting
Very
to do
much.
that, and he's like surprised that the other clones aren't doing it.
Yeah, very much so.
But he has some redemption.
See, that's why I feel like that's what gets him to the sergeant tier.
Yes.
Is if he didn't have that, cadet, but since he has that part of him, I think I'm kind of leaning sergeant here, I think.
Okay, I'm not even going to second guess it. We'll go ahead and throw Dogma into the Sergeant tier.
Not a bad spot for him.
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. But now to move on to our next one, we're going to go ahead and go with Hunter. We're going back to the Bad Batch.
I love the Bad Batch, man. I love the Bad Batch.
Yes, the Bad Batch is very likable, which makes this tough to rank.
Very much so.
And Hunter is, I mean, he is one of the more likable ones out of them.
100%.
It's so. The thing is, I feel like Hunter doesn't stand. At least his character doesn't stand by him. Like, what makes him shine isn't fully just him. Like, I think his relationship with the rest of the Bad Batch and his relationship with Omega is what really makes him great.
Yeah.
But him, just himself, I can't put on the same tier as Tech.
Yet. It does kind of suck because he has turned into such a likable guy. And he's really kind of taken on like that father, figure type of role, I guess.
He might be the best dad in Star Wars.
I mean, a lot of characters in Star Wars seem to take this role, and he has taken it probably above everybody else. I think he is great. Right now, though, I hate to put him in Lieutenant, but that might be the best place for him. I mean,
I think so too. It's just it makes sense purely off of where we have everyone else placed.
At least for now. At least for now. Yeah. That's wait for season 3.
Yeah. We have 4 people in 4 different tiers as well.
Not bad.
We're going to go ahead and move in to Fox. Now, this is another very unlikable one, I guess I should say. Not that he's done like a million things that's unlikable. He just killed Fives.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, like Fives is on my top 3 probably.
Yeah, so he kills Fives, but the redeeming quality, he probably has some of the best armor in all of any of the clones.
They really dripped him out, dude.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. So I think that again makes him probably a good candidate for the Sergeant tier.
Yeah, because I wouldn't put him on the same tier as Hunter.
Yeah, and he's got the redeeming quality of amazing armor.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have a whole lot that he's done that makes him likable, but not a crazy amount that's made him unlikable either. But he's just killed one of the most favorite clones in all of Star Wars, so it makes him
Yeah.
drop down a few
He was
tiers.
just following orders though, so
Yeah, yeah,
even
that
though
is
I
true. That is true.
even though I don't know if I can forgive him for the 5, but I think
Yeah,
I'm cool with Sergeant. I'm cool with Sergeant.
yeah. We'll go ahead and throw him in the sergeant tier. So next up, we're gonna throw a bit of a curveball here. This is probably, actually no, I don't want to say the most obscure one out of them all, but one of the more unlikely ones to make it to this list. Mayday from the Bad Batch season 2.
Very very underrated for the
Yes.
amount of little screen time that he has had. Well, just the, just like the little arc, but
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean.
And I just he can't be too high, but he can't be low.
Yes, exactly.
So I think the lieutenant tier is perfect for him.
I like it. Hey, I like the lieutenant here. He was
It really is.
the moment you seen him, I knew I was gonna like him, and I liked him a lot. He didn't agree with the, necessarily with the what the Empire was doing, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely liked the Republic a lot more. And he kind of brought Crosshair back a little bit.
He is the start of Crosshair's redemption
Yes.
for sure.
Yeah, he helped Crosshair come back, so I
So
like Lieutenant.
we will go ahead and put him in the lieutenant tier and move on to our next one. We'll go back to another very popular one, Commander Cody.
The OG GOAT.
This is the OG GOAT, but I've got a hot take.
Oh no.
He's overrated.
Oh no.
He's overrated.
Oh no. Oh no.
He's overrated for being, yeah, because the thing is, I think he's overrated because a lot of people latch on to him because he is one of the first ever named clones in the movies. In Revenge of the Sith, he's one of the few. I believe there are 3 that actually their names are said, and I believe it is Oddball, Gree, and Cody.
Yeah,
but
you are correct.
I don't understand why Cody. Maybe it's because of his relationship with Obi-Wan is the reason that he is the one that's popular, because I don't think he doesn't have like a crazy amount more screen time than the others. So, because none of them really have a whole lot.
No.
But I think he's overrated, and
oh man.
Maybe what we see in the Bad Batch season 3 will definitely bring me around, because I don't know what they're gonna do with him.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I have to throw him in the captain tier.
Oh,
he can't be in that top tier, man.
Oh,
what are you thinking? Maybe you could sway me if you have a different thought.
Well, man, the reason why I attach to him, and I think a lot of people do, is because he's the first clone that we see to turn on just the Jedi. I mean, he got the buzz from Palpatine.
Yep.
And it's like a flip switched, and he just instantly just told the other clones to just fire on Obi-Wan. That's why I think he leaves a lasting impact.
Yeah.
And after the Bad Batch and seeing him kind of, question the Empire as well, then eventually, running away essentially and leaving, I'm really excited for his character. I would originally, I would have put him in Commander, just because, he's the OG GOAT, everybody loves him, but I think I'd be alright with settling for Captain for now. Just to, I mean, in my opinion, I think he should be Commander, but I can agree with Captain for now. And then
the thing is, I can agree with Commander.
Yeah.
I just think he has a higher ceiling. Like, he has a, because of what can happen in this next season of Bad Batch, I think he can go higher. So I would love to give him room to go higher.
Yeah.
But at the same time, maybe he doesn't need to do anything to go higher.
Yeah, so, I just think that seeing him being the first one to go through with Order 66, I think that just left a profound impact on his character as a whole, and
Yeah.
so
I'll be the final verdict.
all right.
I'll cave. I'll go ahead and put him in commander.
Let's go.
But that still doesn't take away from my hot take that he is overrated. I do still think he's a little bit overrated.
No, I can kind of agree with that. He definitely is a little overrated for sure, but
because people like want to put him on the same pedestal as Rex, and I just don't think it's particularly close.
Nah, Rex is definitely a more fleshed out character by a lot, but
yeah,
I definitely see your point. So
okay, so now we'll go ahead and move on to probably the most obscure one on this list. This one is going to be Slick. To jog your memory, he is the clone early on in the Clone Wars that is basically a deserter. He is sabotaging the Republic and going against the rest of the clones. So he is seen in a very bad light, obviously.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking this is the probably one and only cadet tier clone here.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna agree with you on that.
He's not too known, and he's definitely not liked by probably anyone. I don't know if there's a single Slick fan on this planet.
Yeah, and for what he's known for, it's clear that he's not a fan favorite, that's for sure.
Yeah, there's no way that someone here on Coruscant actually likes Slick. There's no way. There really is.
No way. Absolutely no way.
So now to move on to another fan favorite. Had to throw him on the list. We already talked about him a little bit earlier. Fives. Is this instant commander?
Oh man, put him up there with Rex and Cody.
If anyone's gonna be with them, it's him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because I just have such an emotional connection to him.
Mm-hmm.
He did nothing wrong. He was just trying to warn everybody about the inhibitor chips. But then he just gets killed essentially, and for no reason. Like, he was just trying to help everybody.
Yeah.
Man, with my emotional attachment to him, and I think he's top 3. I think I got to put him in commander. I mean, I don't, like you said, if there's anybody else going up there, it's got to be him. So.
Yes, I think so too. I think it's the only right move here is to put him in commander.
Yeah.
And, he's the reason that Rex gets to continue into Rebels. He's the reason that his inhibitor chip comes out. And then at the same time, he's partially the reason that Ahsoka survives.
Ahsoka and Bad Batch, because Rex, goes to the Bad Batch and tells them about the chip. I mean, they knew about the chips, but they got them out. I'm sure there's other case scenarios that we're not remembering off the top of our heads, but
yeah, he's the reason for a lot of clones being able to survive and actually live a lot better and not just crushed under the Empire's control.
Yep.
So shout out to Fives. Now on to our final one. Mark, I had to throw him in here, man. The final one is heavy.
Man. I thought this was heavy, and this one's gonna be tough too, because God, he's such a great character, man.
I know. That's tough.
Yeah, this one's really tough.
It's tough because he has very little screen time. He is in the Domino Squad arcs but he is Domino Squad essentially over half of them die in one episode or one arc, I should say. Sorry, but you do see a decent amount of them. He had a big impact on 99. You see a lot of personality out of him there, so he's up there for that. He's got that likability out of him. And then he probably has the best death out of any clone. It's
best way to go out, man. The best way to go out.
It's close. It's between him and like Hardcase.
That's true.
So those two are very high up there in terms of their send off. So where's your thought at? Where's your thought at right now?
This one's so tough because like I said, it's like with Tech, man. My heart wants to put him in Commander just because even the little screen time he had, man, it was just his character was on point. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know how you could dislike him, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
But my brain is telling me that I would be cool with Captain.
You'd be cool
Because
with.
I feel
I'm thinking just based off of what else we have in the tier list. I might be thinking Lieutenant, and he's one of my favorite clones ever.
mm-hmm.
But it just makes sense because I think he's very similar to Mayday, like in his charm.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
the amount of screen time.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's very similar to Mayday. He's not on Tech's level to me.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think Lieutenant is probably a perfect spot for him because he's definitely not Sergeant or Cadet.
No way. Yeah, I'd be cool with Lieutenant. I think it's just my heart kind of talking more so than my
Yeah.
brain is just.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly how I was talking with Cody. So
Yeah.
it's okay. So we'll go ahead and throw him in the Lieutenant tier.
Yeah.
And that is the tier list. So to go ahead and go over it again, the Commander tier, we do have Rex, Cody, and Fives. Captain tier, Tech by himself.
Yep.
There were a lot of people that could have been in this tier, though. Whether it was someone from Commander or someone from Lieutenant.
Mm-hmm.
But then going over Lieutenant, we have Hunter, Mayday, and Heavy. I think Hunter is clear, like the highest in this tier, but just not quite enough to get up to the next tier. And then in Sergeant, we've got Fives and not Fives. My bad. Wow.
Dude, that would be really bad if we had Fives down there.
That would be very bad. Dogma and Fox, sorry. And then in the Cadet tier, the very lowest, we do have Slick. If leave it in the comments, please. If you are somehow a Slick fan,
that's what I was gonna say.
By all means, let me know because I don't think I've ever met one. That would be insane if there was a Slick fan in the comments.
Oh man.
Thank you for watching Climbing the Ranks. This is our premiere of this segment. Please let us know in the comments if you liked it, and also let us know any other tier lists you would like to see out of this segment. And with that, we'll go ahead and send it back to the boys at the desk. What a phenomenal tier list out of the boys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that segment. First time it's been on the show, so let us know what you think. Now, we have a special interview for you guys with a special guest, Grand Master of the Jedi Order, Yoda. A round of applause for Grand Master Yoda, everyone. So Yoda, I'm glad you're here, man. I know you've been talking to Mark and setting this whole thing up, so I'm glad you can make it on the show.
Grateful to be here, I am.
So you and the rest of the Jedi Order have been here on Coruscant for a long time. How have you guys been enjoying it?
Form attachments? I do not.
Oh yeah, man. I'm sorry. I forgot that was part of the Jedi Code. So I guess another question I did have was, how does it feel knowing that your Padawan is now the leader of the Separatists?
Ignorant you are.
Dude, my bad. I did not mean to come at you like that.
Seen you somewhere, I have.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, me and Mark have been we filmed segments in the Jedi Council chambers. I mean, you guys let us in there quite a few times, so.
Know of this? I did not.
I didn't know that.
Janitor, you are.
Oh, okay, man. You didn't really have to do all that.
Bad job, you do.
All right, man. You don't have to say all this. Let's just cut the interview there. We'll get Mark back in.
Yo, my bad, Logan. I didn't mean to miss the interview like that. I really had to go to the bathroom.
Oh no, you're good, man. You're good.
So, did it go any better?
No, block his number.
Why, man?
Uh, he knows too much.
All right, I'll get right on that.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed that interview with Grandmaster Yoda. Now let's go ahead and send it to our next segment. We'll throw it to Mark down the hall for the Netherworld.
Welcome to the Netherworld. In this segment, we will be taking a deep dive into characters in Star Wars. This week's character, Din Djarin. Really big fan favorite, definitely one of my personal favorites. So let's get into the origins of Din Djarin. Din Djarin is a human male Mandalorian, and as a child, his village was attacked by separatist battle droids, and his parents hid him under a hatch, but ended up getting caught in the crossfire. A super battle droid found Din, but before the droid could do anything, a Mandalorian warrior, a part of the Death Watch movement, destroyed the super battle droid and saved Din. Din was then taken in as a foundling and taken care of as a Mandalorian, and he grew up on Concordia. Din subsequently became part of Death Watch, and following the Great Purge of Mandalore, he became part of the tribe, where they were located on Navarro. The tribe followed the orthodox ways of the Children of the Watch, so once Din got his helmet, he never took it off in front of anyone. These rules were unknown to Din, and if he removed his helmet, he would not be considered a true Mandalorian, which was a tradition of the Children of the Watch. Din eventually started working as a bounty hunter as an adult, rising to prominence and became known as the Mandalorian, or Mando for short. He became a part of the Bounty Hunters Guild, collecting bounties, and he quickly became one of the guild's best. He gained a reputation for being an expensive but famous bounty hunter in the galaxy. We first see Din in The Mandalorian Season 1, where he is on the planet Hogadon, tracking down a bounty on a mithril. He attacked 3 guys who were harassing his target and took his bounty in to get paid. He met with Grief Karga, and he gave Din a job with no bounty puck, but he had to meet the client in person. Din agreed and met with the client to get the job in person. He would be rewarded with an ingot of Imperial forged Beskar steel. Din took the job and landed on Arvala 7 to locate the asset, but he soon found out that the asset was more than just a simple bounty. Din teamed up with IG-11, and they had found what the bounty was: Grogu. Before IG-11 could do anything, Din destroyed IG-11 and took Grogu into the client for payment. He soon regretted his decision and went back with his new Beskar armor to save Grogu and leave Navarro, fighting off the Imperial Remnant and Bounty Hunter Guild with the help of the remaining Mandalorians. Din vows to keep Grogu safe and get him back to his kind, and almost becomes a father figure on accident to Grogu. Din knew Grogu had some special power, the Force, which would help him later on. Grogu ended up healing Karga, which made him change his mind about turning them in. Din then meets Moff Gideon, and he would be chasing after him for a while since Gideon wanted Grogu the whole time. They escape Gideon for the first time but Mando was determined to find another Jedi. These all lead into the events of Season 2. Din is still looking for a Jedi and not having much luck, but he does stumble upon a fellow Mandalorian, Bo-Katan Kryze, who tells him about a certain Jedi by the name of Ahsoka Tano. Din helps Bo and her crew take down an Imperial Remnant ship, and in turn, she helps him locate Ahsoka. Din then finds Ahsoka and agrees to help her free the village on Corvus. But Ahsoka refuses to take Grogu because of the connection Din and Grogu have, but she did end up sending him to Tython to have Grogu sit on the Seeing Stone and try to locate another Jedi. Din and Grogu were ambushed while on Tython by the Imperial Remnant, but Boba Fett showed up, helped Din fight them off, but they ended up getting Grogu. With the help of Boba Fett, Bo-Katan and her crew, Fennec Shand, and Cara Dune, Din was able to fight his way onto the Imperial ship that took Grogu. Din beat Gideon in combat, which meant Din was the new owner of the Darksaber and saved Grogu in the process. Din and Grogu then, at the end, when all seemed lost, had a heart-to-heart moment with Din taking off his helmet and Luke Skywalker saving the day, taking Grogu, and determined to train him. Din also made a couple appearances in the Book of Boba Fett, training with the Darksaber and bounty hunting again. He eventually got Grogu back from Luke, which was Grogu's decision, and helped Boba Fett deal with the Pike Syndicate. Now, we will be leading into the events of Season 3. Din is trying to redeem himself, and the armorer informed him of the living waters in the mines of Mandalore that he can now bathe in to be redeemed. But these mines were believed to be destroyed during the Great Purge of Mandalore, but Din was ready to prove everyone wrong. Din met with High Magistrate Greef Karga to try and fix IG-11, but that didn't work, so Din then settled for an old friend, R5-D4. They eventually rally all the other Mandalorians and start to fight the Empire, who have a secret base under the surface of Mandalore. They put a stop to Moff Gideon's plans of a Force-sensitive army of himself and were able to finally deal with him once and for all. Din then adopted Grogu as his own foundling and will help train him. As of now, Din and Grogu are living on Navarro peacefully, though we finally got a good ending in Star Wars, which was great to see. Din has a full set of Beskar armor. It's really cool, kind of like a silver color. It's really awesome. His weapons consist of a flamethrower, whipcord launcher, IB-94 blaster pistol, a vibro knife, a phase pulse blaster, flash charges, grav charges, and even smoke bombs. His ship was called the Razor Crest, a pre-Imperial ST-70 military patrol gunship, was destroyed in Season 2, but then did get a new ship, a Naboo starfighter, which was absolutely cool to see. Din has had a great story so far, so let's see where Season 4 takes us, and hopefully we can continue with the good endings. That's it for the Netherworld in this episode. Hopefully we'll see you back next time. Let's send it back to the boys at the desk. That was a phenomenal character breakdown out of Mark. Now, to honor our channel members, now presenting the Hologram of Fame.
Yo, Mark, I know I dropped out of college, but I actually started going to weekend classes at CU.
Yo, you're going to Coruscant University too?
Yeah, man, go Senators. I was talking to my History of the Old Republic professor, and he was actually asking questions about the Galactic Core.
Let me guess. He wanted to know about the channel members.
Yeah, man, for some reason he was mind blown that we come out with a bonus segment for every single episode.
Well, does he know about the outtakes and behind the scenes videos we do as well?
I did forget to tell him about that, but I did remember to tell him about the special Discord role and the chats in the server.
At least he knows about that. Does he know about the Hologram of Fame?
Dude, everyone knows about the Hologram of Fame.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Kind of forgot about that.
Honestly, other than the bonus segments, he was mostly surprised about the increased odds for the hot takes and questions to be chosen.
Dude, I bet he had a heart attack about the special badges next to your name in the comments and the live chats.
Dude, honestly, I don't think he's gonna let me back in the class. It's a good thing that we're janitors here on Coruscant, because I'm not getting a job from college.
Now we're going to send it over to the boys in the Senate building for our Senate hearing.
Welcome to another Senate hearing. In this segment, we will be answering your questions. To get your questions chosen for this segment, you can leave them in our Discord server or in the comment section below. Increased odds to get your questions picked if you are a channel member, so make sure you join today. Let's get right into this. Our first question comes from Avenging Path 7. He asks, what Star Wars video game is your favorite, and what makes it so great? So, Mark, I believe you know mine,
Mm-hmm.
but I will say it is the original Battlefront 2, the 2005 Battlefront 2. I think there definitely are a lot, in terms of my favorites, that are very close. Honestly, the 2017 Battlefront 2 really is up there. I think it was great. It just needed some, continued support to continue to put out content, and it really could have pushed there. There were some like game modes and stuff that I felt like were missing, but
Yeah,
that, and then the original Lego Star Wars, just Lego Star Wars the video game, is very high up there as well. I could honestly say it's my number one, but it's just, it doesn't compete with the original Battlefront 2. I think it really just, it hit on all fronts. It came out at the perfect time, right when the prequels ended.
Mm-hmm.
The campaign, the story, following the 501st, unreal.
Yeah,
Unreal.
Unheard of at that time, too.
Honestly. And
So.
the maps were amazing. We saw more planets that that is the most we've seen of them is in that game. Megiddo,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's been in anything else off the top of my head other than the few times you see it in Revenge of the Sith, and then you get a full-on map in the game. I think it was just the different classes. I think they really hit on them. The mechanics were great. The stats at the end of the games. Galactic Conquest might be the greatest game mode in video game history. The fact that they didn't do that in the new Battlefront 2 was mind-blowing to me.
Yeah.
Like that concept for a video game is so great. And it would be even better if you could actually do it against someone. Like an actual person. So, but either way, I mean, everything across the board. They had great heroes in that game. Heroes and villains, I guess I should say. Were there ones missing? Sure. But, it came out at a time where it's like, this comes out, this is what you have. Like we're selling you the disc, man. Yeah, it's on a PS2.
Yeah, there's no updates.
You're not getting an update. So, I think what they came out with for that time period was unreal. So, that is
sure.
That's my answer. Let's go ahead and hear yours, man.
Yeah, man, that OG Battlefront 2 is goated. Tip my respects to it. The Complete Saga, also another goated one. But my personal favorite is Star Wars: The Force Unleashed.
I knew you were gonna say that. I knew.
Yeah. Now the reason I say this is because playing this on the Xbox 360, I absolutely fell in love with this game, mainly just because of just how powerful you were in the game. Like I felt like I could take on a whole army and not even be touched. And it was also like you never seen that before in any video games, none of that. So I think, and it really kind of transformed me into like more of a single player game type of person.
Hmm.
I love single player games. Genuinely lead towards them a little more. Um, but yeah, Star Killer, Galen Merrick, a great character. I love this story. Um, him being like Darth Vader's secret apprentice and Vader trying to overthrow Palpatine was cool. Um, Fighting Darth Vader and winning was cool, I thought, because at that point, Vader was untouchable. So I thought that was really cool. But now Galen Merrick, he really grew on me as a character. I love the game. Him holding the lightsaber backwards was always so cool. I thought that was like the coolest thing I've seen. And then also the dark side ending when he became Palpatine's new apprentice.
Hmm.
That that whole like outfit that he had, I thought that was the coolest thing I've ever seen. And I might still think that, honestly. But that's my favorite game.
Now, I do have a question for you. Is that the game where 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 he says, "Oh, what's the line? What's the line? You know what line I'm talking about?" He says,
Um
"You said you would stay
yeah, stay
away."
away. I lied. Yeah, that is the
Bro,
game.
it might just be top 3 because of that.
That is the
That's
game.
literally the only reason.
I
But
lied.
no, I can't. I mean, I played through that as well. I have it. I believe I have it
Mhm.
behind me for the PS2. I think I have it, or I have the Force Unleashed
Underrated.
2. One of them.
Underrated game.
But yeah, I figured you were gonna go in that route. I'm much more of a not. I don't want to say not single player, but
Yeah.
more of like a sandboxy sort of arcade, like not a full on just
Yeah.
storyline type game. You know what I mean?
I get what you mean. Yeah.
So like I can play a game single player, but it just
Yeah.
not a single storyline. But
Mhm.
except unless it's gas, like if it's mega gas to me, I'll play it. Which is like
Oh, for
that's why
sure.
the Battlefront 2 one is sticks with me.
Yeah. Now for the second question of this Senate hearing, coming in from our main man Wu, channel member. His question is, in your opinion, what does the new Ray movie need to be great? Now, I kind of need to compose my thoughts a little bit. I hand it over to Logan to hear what he's got to say about this.
Um, I mean, I I can't like fully make a full on thought of like this is what needs to be in it,
Yeah.
because it could really be anything. I'm gonna trust them that they will make a good movie out of it. I guarantee I'll probably enjoy it. I find it hard to not enjoy something in Star Wars,
So do
just
I.
because
I
of
feel
how
that.
much of a fan I am. So I will probably enjoy it. For it to be on the, be a great movie, so it's really going to have to compete for like pushing top 5 material.
Yeah.
It really is going to have to be something different. Like just we need a different type of story. I mean, cuz at least what's been said about it is supposed to be Rey rebuilding the Jedi Order, bringing in new Jedi. So I'm assuming that the antagonist of it is going to be a Sith. Like it's going to be something to do with the Sith. That's going to be the whole conflict, which kind of scares me because I think it's just, I don't want to say it's overdone at this point. Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm overreacting. But I would love for it to be less about fighting the Sith,
Yeah, I feel that.
You do have to have something that you're going against, some sort of
Yeah.
other opposition. Because without that, you don't really have much of a story going on other than, because it's one movie. It's not a trilogy. If it was a trilogy, you could set something up so it could be a little bit more laid back But it's one movie, so you've got to have a beginning and an end to this.
Yeah.
Things I would love to see though. I'm expecting that we're gonna see Rey fighting a lot with her yellow lightsaber. That is one thing I want to see it. I've wanted to see it since The Rise of Skywalker came out.
I've same here.
So that is one thing I want to see. I would love for John Boyega to come back and train as a Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
I would love for that. One thing I don't want, actually, I should say a couple things. I don't want them to bring in these other characters, these other Jedi that people want to see, like Ezra, Cal Kestis. I don't want to see that. One, because I'm pretty sure in this timeline they're going to be like 80, which isn't a terrible thing because I think Count Dooku canonically was in like his 80s, maybe past that. Because in the Star Wars universe, humans live much longer than in real life.
Yeah.
So, it does kind of make sense for them to be possible, but I guess we don't know if. I guess we'll find out with Ahsoka, the new Ahsoka show. Maybe we'll see an ending for Ezra. Maybe he doesn't even make it to this time period. We still don't know on Cal Kestis, but I just don't want to see that.
Mm-hmm.
I would love for them to bring new things in. I would love for them, if they're going to bring back another character. If they're going to bring... Who do you think I'm going to say?
I mean, I don't know. You can go a couple directions here.
If they're going to bring someone in, this is a hot take. And I'm not talking Master or Apprentice. I think it should be Gungi.
Dude, Gungi would be fire.
Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
Nah, dude, that would be fire.
It needs to be Gungi. A Wookiee, so obviously he's going to live for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
They need to bring Gungi.
That would be sick.
We know he's alive. We know he's alive. I need to see Gungi in that movie. Will they do it? I don't think so. I think they're going to go the route of very much independent of a lot of things within Star Wars. I think it's going to be a very independent movie, create a lot of new things, a lot of new characters, stuff like that. That's what I'm expecting, but I would love to see Gungi. But for it to be great, I think it just needs to maybe not focus on the Sith. That's the only thing I could possibly say, but not that I would be mad. I don't know. I can't think in my head of something that could make it just top 5 instantly. You know, if you told me, because I think Rogue One is top 5. If you told me, what does this movie have to be top 5, I wouldn't know. You just got to give it to me and I'll tell you. So I'm just going to be patient, wait for it, and we'll decide from there. Maybe I'll have criticisms after seeing it, but that's the best explanation I could give. Do you have any sort of thoughts now?
Yeah, no, that definitely helped me a little bit because I was having trouble kind of formulating an answer, kind of like how I wanted to give my thoughts on it. I definitely think that they should. I agree with you in the fact that they should kind of stay away from the Sith. I think, because in my opinion, it's overdone at this point.
Well, because I feel like Palpatine is supposed to be like the end all be all.
He said all the Sith in episode 9.
Yeah,
he really is the end all be all on this for the Sith.
Yeah, so if they're gonna end that there, I feel like it has to be something different than the Sith.
Yeah, and it definitely should end with Palpatine for sure.
Mm-hmm.
With it, here's the thing: I want it to be kind of independent, like do its own thing, obviously, because like I felt like Episode 7 was probably my favorite, but it was kind of like a not exact copycat, but it took a lot of inspiration from Episode 4, obviously.
Yeah.
So I kind of want it to do its own thing and not really copy anything. But that was my main complaint with the sequels. Not now, because they're tying in stuff to the sequels, but when the sequels were released, like, they were so just far out, and they weren't connected to anything. So I definitely think that this new movie should have obviously it'll have some ties to the sequels and stuff. I do want to see John Boyega back 100%. I think he deserves some redemption for Finn. So I think him training as a Jedi would be really cool. I think maybe having Luke, Mark Hamill come back and kind of give guidance, to Rey and Finn, or Yoda or somebody like that. I think that would be pretty cool. I just don't know. Like, I feel like they're gonna go. I don't want them to go to Sith. I really don't. But it's hard because it's like when you try to think, well, what's the next best thing? And I don't really know.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'd be like an internal conflict or because you don't want to go.
That's probably the best you could do. But then maybe it's like it's too similar to Luke's storyline where it's something within the Order.
Yeah, but then you don't want to go, oh, let's just make a whole nother like empire again.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Yeah,
so it's like I don't really know what it needs to do to be great. I mean,
yeah, it's a tough decision. At least off of the top of my head, what I could think, Sith probably is the best option.
I mean, honestly, her story, if they do the internal conflict or something like that, like her story already kind of lines up with Luke's in a sense, kind of. So it's like if they do that, then it's literally just copy paste, dude. It's
I would love for, because I think it's been said, maybe he's just saying this just because he doesn't want to give anything away, but I'm pretty sure Mark Hamill has said something that he's not going to be involved with this new movie. Which I don't completely hate, because I would love to be just let those characters go where they were. The ending was great. Let that be that. I think so. You mentioned it. I think Yoda could make an appearance. I think Yoda is like, he is the voice of the Jedi at this point.
Essentially, yeah.
The scenes with him in episode 8 are amazing, and him just talking to Luke. I think maybe Rey would get to that point, since she is essentially the Grand Master of this new Jedi Order. I think for her to get a little bit of guidance there would be great. And then Yoda also brings in a little bit more humor, and it's a lot more Star Wars-y humor that it needs. So I think Yoda is kind of the perfect one for that. So I guess that's another thing that I would like to see. If we're gonna bring someone in to give guidance, I think you either do Obi-Wan. Ewan McGregor's there. He's getting older. Maybe people might be okay with him, trying to resemble Alec Guinness a little bit. Maybe it'll be okay. Or Yoda. I
think Leia could work too, maybe.
I would have said that if Carrie Fisher was alive.
Yeah, that's true.
It's unfortunate.
That is true. I mean,
but I just don't want them to do any sort of deep fake sort of thing.
Yeah, that's true. Because they did do that in episode 9, and it was kind of... Well, I think they used old scenes or something.
Yeah, they did use old scenes, so it made it very awkward.
Yeah, it didn't really work. But, yeah, I don't know. It's going to be tough to... Because I feel they're definitely in a tough spot where it's like, well, who's going to be the antagonist? Or, what kind of challenges is Rey going to face at this point? It's... I don't know.
It's definitely tough. It really is.
Yeah. But, I mean, like you said, I'll go to it. I will probably enjoy it, at least a small amount, at bare minimum, because I love Star Wars, so I'll watch anything and enjoy it. So
100%.
It definitely has an opportunity to be something great. So
I'm looking forward to it.
So am I. Well, thank you, Woo. We appreciate the question.
All right, to get into our final question of this Senate hearing, this one comes in from Avenging Path 7. We've never seen this man. He's here with a brand new question. This time, he asks, who is a Star Wars YouTuber or streamer that you enjoy watching? And what about them do you enjoy? So, Mark, I know we've both talked about this, in the past, we don't really watch a whole lot of Star Wars YouTube,
Yeah.
at least consistently.
Yeah, it's like on and off for sure.
But I do have a few people to talk about. So first off, to just explain, this channel did start out as a Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes channel. It is a Star Wars mobile game, and there's obviously YouTubers on the platform making content for the game. That's what this channel started out as. So I get to give my usual shout outs to Arnold, who is by far the biggest creator on the game. Absolute legend. I would love for him to go into other stuff within Star Wars or anything else, because I just think he's a great content creator.
For
Phenomenal. Sure. And then have to give the shout out to AP Gaines. He is a legend.
Yep.
And he's one of the funniest people in the community for sure. So I just had to give my shout outs to those rip. So to get into more of the actual just full on Star Wars sort of deal, Mark, I don't know if you've ever watched this group of guys. They're called Blind Wave. They do a lot of reaction stuff. That's kind of basically what they're known for. They do some other things, but their main stuff is reaction stuff. They don't just react to Star Wars, a whole bunch of other stuff. Yeah. But they did just recently, because they've been covering Star Wars for the longest time, and they're huge fans. But they did just recently go over to make a Star Wars specific channel for the Star Wars reactions, and then they have a podcast. And some inspiration for the Galactic Core really did come from them and their podcast. So I got to give a shout out to them. And also there's someone in Blind Wave. His name's Eric. Mark, I am not joking. He is a Star Wars encyclopedia. Unreal. You could ask him anything and he'll tell you. Like, that's crazy.
Insane. That's insane.
So shout out to him. But mainly I watch a lot of reaction stuff, or reaction/discussion stuff when it comes to Star Wars, because I just love to see the stuff about the new things that come out. So any sort of new show, I want to see what people think of it, and then their discussions about it, because it really adds a lot to me as well in my either knowledge or my, I don't want to say opinion.
Yeah.
But
I get what you mean though.
But like, if someone, even if I'm just scrolling Twitter or something, if someone says something about something that maybe I'm like iffy on it, and they say something that I'm like, wow, okay, then maybe I'll change my mind on it. So I love hearing other opinions, because I get to see other people's perspectives on things. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, in terms of Star Wars content, it's really just that. So shout out to the Galaxy of Heroes community, and then shout out to Blind Wave, because they're some legends. So
yeah.
Let's go over to you, Mark. What are you watching, man?
Well, obviously I'm watching Arnold and AP Games. Shout out to them once again. If we haven't shouted them out enough. Dudes are goats. But typically when I start getting in that Star Wars mood and I want to watch some Star Wars content, the first channel I'll go to is Eckhart's Ladder. I believe I'm saying that correctly.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I love his just lore videos and just the way that he explains everything. I feel like I really learn a lot going to his channel. He seems like a really cool guy. And I overall just love going to his for just lore and just to kind of see what he's been uploading. Yeah. And then I also watch Bombastic. He does like the Star Wars games essentially. He'll play Star Wars games, and when I want to watch some Star Wars games, I'll go to his channel. Like when Jedi Survivor came out, he did it was like 30 minutes plus on these videos. And when I got done playing through, like doing my playthrough and basically getting the 100% all that stuff done, I went straight to his channel and just started binge watching all those videos just to kind of get his reaction and stuff. So that's typically who I go to for like the games that come out essentially. So those are my two kind of go-tos, and obviously Arnold and AP Games for just some funny content essentially.
Yeah, I think in terms of Star Wars content, there would be a lot more that I would probably go to if there were, because a lot of content that I watch, it's either a podcast.
Yeah.
I'll listen to a podcast because I just do a lot of things where I just want to listen to something. I don't want to full on watch something usually.
Mm-hmm.
But if I want to watch something, a lot of times it is going to be gaming oriented. So depending on if they come out with some more Star Wars games, then there might be some more creators added to the list of what I might watch. But as of right now, there's not a whole lot going on that I'm super tapped into, so that's why I just I just don't have a whole lot. But I would love to try to get the Star Wars community expanded, because I feel like we are doing something a little bit unique, and I'm not saying I want people to copy me. I don't want people to copy us.
You want people to kind of
but
get some
I want people to draw some inspiration from something like this and really bring a lot of entertainment and a lot of variety to the Star Wars community on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
But other than that, don't really have much else to add. So thank you, Avenging Past 7, for that question. Shout out to AP Gaines, Arnold, Blind Wave, Eckhart's Ladder, Bombastic. Shout out to those guys, absolute legends. And guess that's it there. So this has been another Senate hearing. Again, if you want to get your questions chosen for this segment, please leave them in the Discord server linked in the description or in the comment section below. Increased odds if you are a channel member, so please think about joining today. And we'll go ahead and send it back to the boys at the desk. Thank you guys for sending in those questions for our Senate hearing. Now, before we get into our final segment, me and Mark are going to be drafting Star Wars starting fives. Mark, you have the first pick. You're on the clock. Who are you taking?
See, I was at a crossroads here. Do I want to go big man, dominant big man, go small forward, pick an all-around player, or go point guard, get the general? I'm going to go for a small forward here. I'm going to draft Bosk. Because I think he's got the handles. He's definitely got the hops. He can do it all on the court. I need somebody who can do it all.
Yeah, so real athletic one there.
Yeah, so I'm taking Bosk.
So with my first pick, I think this should have been unanimous. I'm going for a shooting guard, and I'm going for the man that doesn't miss. I'm going with Crosshair at the 2 guard. I mean, 100% from the field. He's never going to miss.
He's never. That's true. That's a
Post
sniper.
him up on the wing, and he's cash all day, man.
I think I want to go point guard here.
Okay.
I need a facilitator. I need somebody who's going to absolutely drop dimes. I'm taking Yoda, the Coruscant University legend.
Yeah, he is the all-time leader in assists.
The best handles, amazing vision. The passes are just on point. Never turns the ball over. I'm taking Yoda as my point guard in the second round.
I cannot lie to you. He was on my scouting report as well. I guess I'll go ahead and try to get someone to cancel out your small forward selection with Bosk. I need a defensive specialist. I'm gonna go with Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan Kenobi.
That's a good pick.
Like I said, defensive specialist. Yes. Defensive specialist. I really need someone out there to lock up Bosk. Someone that athletic. You need someone with a little bit of speed and agility to be able to control him. So
I might add even more athleticism to my roster here. I'm going shooting guard. I'm going Darth Maul.
Oh.
I mean, the dude is super athletic. He'll be able to run up and down the court. He's got some hops to him. The only thing that concerns me is the shooting percentage may be a little lackluster at times.
Yeah.
But I think the athleticism will make up for that and that defensive hustle for sure.
Yeah, I mean, those robot legs really get him through the air. So
yeah,
that's a big pick for you. I have a lot of different ways I can go, and I think I'm gonna build my team around shooting. You've got this athleticism thing going. I think I'm just gonna try to outscore you. So I'm gonna play a little bit of small ball. We're gonna go with the power forward. We're gonna pick the sleeper, Miggs Mayfeld.
Oh,
Dude,
good
I've
pick,
got snipers out there.
dude.
No one's controlling them.
I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go power forward here. I kind of need like a veteran at this spot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go Mace Windu. I'm gonna go Mace Windu.
Good pick,
Got a
yeah.
lot of experience. He's aggressive, a little bit of athleticism there.
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and lock down my center, and I'm going with an unorthodox pick here. It is again. I'm playing a little bit of small ball, but I just gotta go with it. This is a man brings a lot of grit to the squad. You know, you need that trash talker out there.
For
You
sure.
really do. I need someone that's going to get in people's heads.
Mm-hmm.
So at my center, I'm taking C3PO. 6
Ooh.
million languages of trash talk.
Ooh.
I'm sending him out there. You know, that man's stiff as a board. It's going to be hard to score on him. So I'm hoping he can get down there, crash the boards a little bit, you know. And hey, maybe he hits a few outlets, and you know Miggs and Crosshair are pulling up deep. So
Yeah, for sure. It's an underrated pick. I was not expecting you to go there with that center position. So, my last pick here. I need a center really bad. I was debating between two different guys. I think this guy is a little more aggressive than the other. So I'm gonna go Chrysanthemum at the center. I think I was either leaning between him and Chewbacca, but I'm going Chrysanthemum. I think he has a little more aggressiveness. He's definitely got that grit. I think he could be the most unstoppable force in the league.
Mhm.
So I'm going Chrysanthemum with my
Now
fifth.
see, you might have a little bit of little bit of animosity on your squad. I know they're both bounty hunters, but Bosk and Chrysanthemum, you know, Wookiee Trandoshan doesn't really mix too well.
Well,
Hopefully they can figure that out.
they're gonna have to throw that to the side. They're getting paid well, so
Yeah. Okay. Well then, I mean, I feel like I only have one solid choice here. Actually, I have two choices, but I think one just makes a lot more sense. I really need a good connection with Crosshair. You know, the number one overall pick. He's got high expectations. I need someone that's going to come out there, be able to be a leader, and mesh well chemistry wise with Crosshair. So I think Hunter is the perfect pick to pair with him. Great leadership.
I like
You know,
it.
he's got the instincts out there, and pairing him up with Crosshair, I think is perfect. Please leave a comment and let us know who you think won this draft, who has the better starting five. And with that, we will go ahead and send you to our final segment, the Kessel Run.
Welcome to the Kessel Run. In this segment, me and Logan are going to be going head to head in a speed run challenge. The person to do it the fastest is crowned the winner. This time around, we will be speed running Wikipedia.
Shout out to Wikipedia.
We are going to be giving each other two things on Wikipedia, and we have to see how fast we can go from one thing to another only using links. All right, Logan. You have to go from Admiral Radis to General Hux.
I feel like that's going to be incredibly easy, but I don't know. I don't know what to expect, so we'll see.
I literally have no idea how this is going to shape out, so we'll just have to see how it goes. All right, Logan. Your time starts now.
Okay, resistance. Oh no, first order.
Oh man, this is gonna be so easy.
Come on. Where is he? Where is it? Supreme Leader, because he was Supreme Leader, right? I think. I'm almost certain. No, well, okay, no, this is Kylo Ren. No, I'm a bozo. Should still be in here. There he is. Time.
All right. I didn't get the exact time because the thing was all jacked up, but it was around like 33 seconds.
Oh my god. Dude, I'm telling you, you went easy on me right here, bro. You went
I
easy
didn't
on
even
me.
think I went that easy, but dude, like, I don't know. I didn't really know what to expect. That was kind of a burger. Oh well. I already lost this one already now. But
Oh, come on. You gotta have some faith. You gotta have some faith. All right, Mark. You are gonna have to go from Boss Nass to the Bendu.
oh my gosh. Dude, that's actually insane, bro. How the heck
I
am
don't
I even
know.
gonna
I think there's a way
Oh
to do it.
man.
I think there's a way to do it.
Yeah, there could be. But there's one way and it's if I take one wrong turn, I think I might just not be able to get it, but
Hey, you
we'll
got a
see.
chance.
We'll see.
All right, Mark. Your time starts now.
Oh my gosh. Uh
Oh, come on. I
boom.
saw something you could have clicked on already. You're selling.
Am I really? I don't even
Mark,
know what
what
to
are you
click on,
doing,
bro.
bro?
I don't even know what to click on, man. Trying to find something with like a force sensitive or something. I don't even know.
Come on, talk me through the process. What are you looking for right now?
The
The force.
force.
Oh my god.
Come on, click it, dude. Um, 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 force sensitive. Uh, not Jedi. We'll go force sensitive maybe. Um, 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 um. Oh my gosh, bro. Seriously? Seriously?
Come on, you got this. Oh, oh. Mark, come on, bro. Come on.
I'm trying.
Keep scrolling. Keep scrolling. Keep scrolling. This is the history of the force. You gotta
Yeah.
get farther.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Oh god.
Oh, dude.
You're getting there. Maybe. Nope.
Not even in the slightest.
Because off rip you could have went from Qui-Gon to Mace to Depa Billaba to Kanan and then the Bendu.
Yeah, I wasn't doing that though. I never did this, so I don't even know.
Oh my god. Yo, he got to Ezra. Oh my god.
Dude, these ads are actually kind of annoying.
No, you're so close now. Yeah, go down in there. It's gotta be somewhere here.
Dude, holy crap.
Oh god. You're getting there, bro. You're getting there.
I gotta go before this, I think. A little bit. Maybe.
Yeah, isn't it when he took the cover
Okay.
off his eyes?
He was training, I believe, when he had the cover on his eyes as well.
Ah.
I mean, does this link count or no?
Yeah. We'll let that count.
Okay.
All right, that is time. 5 minutes and 32 seconds, Mark.
That was really rough. That was really rough.
Oh man. Hey, you gave it your best shot. I can't hate on you for it.
We definitely got to try to do a little more of these. I want to try to get better at that.
Yeah, this is
I knew it was difficult, but bro, that's brutal. That is.
Yeah, that one
That
was.
is.
Yeah, you weren't quite knowing, like, because you essentially have
Yeah.
to go into it trying to find the link in your head before you
Yeah.
actually go in to click links.
Yeah. That's
Because like I said, I had that instant connection from Qui-Gon. You got to Ezra from Obi-Wan, which was crazy, but
Yeah, that was actually clutch because I remember in that the one season when or Darth Maul confronted Obi-Wan, Ezra was kind of interacted with him. So
yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, you just got to find those links.
Yeah.
Links, trying to link them in your head prior to going right into it.
Yeah, 100%.
But not a terrible attempt.
I mean, that was my first try doing anything like that.
5.5 minutes is a long time, but
yeah,
I can't say it was.
I mean, you can't get much worse than that, right? You can't get much worse than that. So it's only up from here.
Well, I went ahead and took the win in this castle run.
Taking my crown.
Pretty handily.
Taking my crown, dude. Seriously.
Yes, I will. I hold the belt, the castle run belt. We'll see. Who knows? It might be 5 months before we bring the segment back. Nah, I'm lying on that one. But yeah, well, we'll see.
Yeah. If you would like to see this in the Kessel Run again, let us know. And if you have any suggestions, leave them in the comments down below. Now, let's send it back to the boys at the desk to end the episode. Dude, Logan, I don't know if we can speedrun Wikipedia again.
Dude, you got absolutely smoked.
Well, you're the one that dropped out of college.
Dude, I told you, I'm already taking weekend classes at Coruscant U.
Yeah, that's on me. That's my bad.
But regardless of that, this episode was a super fun one to do.
Yeah, I had a fun one as well. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it too. Please be sure to subscribe, like, leave a comment, and maybe even become a channel member. And with that, good night, Coruscant, and good night, citizens of the Republic.